Okay, Netivot Shalom, Ma'amar, Inyan, Eser Makot. So the 10 plagues explained by Mechaber Netivot Shalom, the author of Netivot Shalom, Islam Rebbe. Okay, let's see. יש לבר עניין 10 המכות אשר מסופר בתורתנו הקדושה בהליכות עניין כל מכה ומכה והלא תורתנו הקדושה היא נסחית בתורת חיים המורה את הדרך אשר נלך בה. Since Torah it's eternal and comes to teach us eternal lessons, so it is on us to see what are the lessons behind the 10 plagues. In other words, 10 plagues did not happen just as history. No, there is an eternal lesson that we can learn from it, from the 10 makot, from the 10 plagues. Ve'en elu sipurei ha'avar sitam. These are not just stories that are the past. Umaz de shayach ledorot. So we have to understand what is this applicable things that we can learn from it for the generation. Ki yesh leitponen be'esem eser hamakot. Madua Hashem salich lahakotam bechol eser makot. V'haya efshar lahakotam miyad letechilat makah bechorot. Ki az haya paro nichna. Right? So we have to understand that there is a reason Hashem did 10 plagues. Otherwise, he could have done only one plague. He could have done the 10th plague, which was the Makat Bechorot, the death on the firstborns of Egyptians. And that could have been sufficed, that could have been enough to get Jews out of Egypt. ועוד יש לבאר בהגדה רבי יהודה היה נותן בהם Siman Lesach Adash Ba'achav. That's which we say in the Haggadah, that Rabbi Yehuda used to give these 3 words as a siman, that each letter of it corresponds to one of the plagues, one of the 10 makot. Right? What is it that he is giving siman? Ma mechadesh Rabbi Yehuda bidvarav. What is he coming to add to this fact? Shelichora lo amakan ela et shel eser makot. That he's just repeating over. He's giving abbreviations for the 10 makot. What is he coming to add? Ve'esh loma. So the answer could be al yesod devarav b'ma'amar Rabbeinu hachidush hagadol shel Rabbi Yehuda. Shahya noten bahem simane lesach adash ba'achav de'eser makot nichlegu legimel chevusot. That these 3 words are coming to tell us, the Yehuda is coming to tell us that these are coming to tell us that there were 3 categories to these 10 makot, that they were divided to 3 categories. וכמו שהעיר בזה בספר כלי יגר, like what is mentioned in the ספר כלי יגר, 3 פעמים נאמרו בתורה למען תדע, כי אני השם במכות הראשונות מסדר דסך עדש ואחב. Now that which we see from the Torah, from the 3 times that it says למען תדע, that you should know, that there are 3 lessons that we can derive from these 10 makot. ויש לומר העניין על פי דאיתא שעשר המכות הם כנגד 10 ספירות. That these 10 makot, these 10 plagues are the 10 levels of the sefirot, of the very holy levels of understanding the whole system of the world, how the world is being run by Hashem. דגליפה אשר צריך להכניע אותן ל10 ספירות דקדושה, ולכן לא היה די במכת הבכורות, אלא היו צריכים לכל 10 המכות. That because these represent the 10 sefirot of the world, one makkah was not enough to tell us the lessons that we need to learn. They could not represent the 10 Sefirot. One Makkah could have not possibly represent all the 10 Sefirot. Hakol kedei lahashlit et the Kedusha al Tum'ah. So that these come to lahashlit to these 10 Makot came to somehow reverse the Tum'ah and bring it to the Kedusha, if I understand correctly. Vehine be'eser hasefirot yesh tachtim shenaim ushloshim, right? Tachtim shenaim ushloshim. And by the Sefirot there are 3 levels. One is the bottom level, one is the second level, and one is the third level. Hasefirot ha'elyona habach Chochma bina v'dat, right? Okay, negdam yesh 10 sefirot dechelipa yesh ni'am laHashem yitbarach. That after these 10 makots, there is a level that you get to such a tremendous humbleness that you come and you bow down to Hashem Yitbarach, right? ולזה יש גם באדם בחינת תחתים שניים ושלושים. Also by every man there are 3 levels, right? ולזה יש גם באדם בחינת תחתים שניים ושלושים. כמאמר חז"ל, עין רואה, that the eye sees, the הלב חומר, and the heart desires, וכלי מעשה גומרים. And then the other limbs of our body come to do that very act. So in other words, there is the eye that sees and the heart that desires, and then there is a signal sent to the hands to do certain mitzvot or chas v'shalom averot. V'ayin ro'ehu keneged midot hamoach. The eye that you see with it, that is coming to remind us of the moach, right, of the brain. V'hine eser hamakot techilatam betachtim. That these 10 makot started from the bottom, bottom, right? What was the first makah? Dam, right? Blood came from the bottom. Or kinim was also from the bottom, right? Mipenei shereshit kol sarich ish Yehudi lachnia et ha'evarim atachtonim midor atava. That from here we can learn that every Jew needs to humble himself, to bring his evarim down to earth, and in other words, to use only to take his body and use it for the avodat Hashem, for the sake of Hashem only. That which it says by the plague of blood, that with this you would know that there is a God. מדור תאוות הוא על ידי שישריש בלבו כי עת דין ועת דיין והבורא יתברך שמו יודע כל מעשה וכל מחשבות כחשכה כעורה. That we come to a point to understand, Hashem wanted us to come to understand to such a belief that there is a judge and there is a judgment, right? And because there is a judge and there is a judgment, and that judge is Hashem, and Hashem can see everything, whether it is night or day, everything is clear to him. ושלוש המכות השניים Adash, right? That the second sets of the 3 makots are coming to teach us Alpi Asheta Remez limdot halev. It's coming to tell us of the desires of the heart. Aleihem ne'emar leman teda ki ani Hashem becherev ares. So that which is the pasuk says that through these second three sets of Makot plagues, the Jews came to understanding of that Hashem is even in the midst of the land. In the midst, it's the midst of the land is referring in the heart. Lachnia lestornot uteshogot halev laHashem itbarach. That you come, you humble your desires of the heart, right? Only for Hashem. You redirect your desires inside of your heart, live towards the Hashem. That was the purpose of the second set of the Makot. Right? Makot achronot be'achav hem be'avur teda. That the last sets of the Makot. It doesn't say three because there is four left.
No,
so
right, but the
last
one is Hashem, right? That's
so we have to see. We have to understand. Ki en kemone bechol haaretz. That there is nobody like Hashem in the whole in the whole land, in the whole world. That which he says bechol haaretz comes to point to us shegam. Gavua ma'al gavua bestefirot ha'elyonot teda, that even above the skies, even above all those spiritual worlds, teda, a Jew needs to know ki en kamoni, that there is nobody like Hashem. Ve'ayinu shebechedei lezchot legeula sarich lezakech et kol hamidot. And because of this, we need to remember all of these. They come to remind us of all of these measurements of the midot, what they come to teach us of all understanding of Hashem in different levels and humbling ourselves to come to know Hashem. Al pizeh tevuar kushi. So based on this, our difficulty, our question is solved. Lama kiteva haTorah katva haTorah. Why Torah goes through so much of explanation, right, of the 10 plagues, right? Why do you care? Why do you care? So it comes to tell us that no, you should care, because Kizo Torah Shalema Yehudi Ech Lechales Asmo Megalot Legula. That if you understand these 10 levels and what they could do to you, then you understand how to redeem yourself from your own galut. Shesarich lezakech et 10 sefirot dechelipa tachtiim shenaim v'shlishim shehaya meturhar mekaf raglo v'adrosh. That this impurity was divided to 3 sections from bottom to top, right? And therefore, you need to know how they work, that you come to save yourself from it. V'chol od sheyesh midah shelo nitaher ba adayin al yedei ze geula shelema. That whatever characteristics that you haven't refined, you come to refine it based on understanding how they work. Now this is very deep. We're gonna try to understand it. V'alpi ha'amor sheshalosh hamakot achronot hem keneged hamidot alyonot are very nice. Yeah, the last 3 plagues were corresponding to midot alyonot. Yesh limoz bepirush rasi b'makat barad. So there is a secret that Rashi comes to reveal to us, that by the Makkah of Barad held, Nated Yadecha ala Shamayim, that Moshe Rabbeinu raised his hand. Midrash Agada Hagibu Hakadosh Baruch Hu leMoshe lemala min haShamayim. That Midrash says that Hashem took Moshe Rabbeinu above the Shamayim, above the skies. וכן כתיב גם במכת חושך, and also it is mentioned by the darkness plague. ובארבע כתיב על ארץ מצרים, and also by the grasshoppers, locusts, it says that on the land of Egypt, שגם כן משמעות שהיה למעלה מארץ מצרים. right? והכוונה בזה כעין שבאנו המדרש ביוסף וינס ויוסף החוצה, right? That over there explains that Yosef Asadi ran out, right? Qafas b'zechut avot. What happened to him was in the merit of the avot, right? Kedama Avraham v'Yosef oto hachutza. That which it says by Abraham, that Abraham Avinu also ran out. He ran out for the three guests, right? Dehine be'Avraham amru zichrono livracha, that by Abraham Avinu, our rabbis teach us, ve'Yosef oto hachutza ve'hala oto lemala mechifat haragia. Was he on the top of the sky? שנאמר הבטנה השמיימה אין הבטה אלא למעלה למטה והיינו, how is it going to look? והיינו above to the below והיינו שעמה לו הקדוש ברוך הוא שלפי סדר הכוחות הטבעיים אי אפשר שיוליד בניסים, that Hashem took Avraham Avinu above all the mazalot, above all the stars, and where Avraham Avinu saw in the mazalot that he can't have any children, so Hashem showed him that you're going to have children above the mazalot, above what he could have seen, above the nature, right. Above the nature. Also we see by Yosef Beshat Hanisayon, when he had the test of Eshet Potiphar Zolecha Shevachua Allah Yisru Biyoter, that his Yeser Hara was so much. Our rabbis teach us that all the Yeser Hara of having a relationship with a lady came, all of them focused on Yosef. It was unbelievable, like it was the highest Yeser Hara a person could ever get. So the only way that he was saved, it was supernatural. Naturally, he could have not been saved. Right. ביותר ועד שבכוחות הטבעיות לא היה שייך להתגבר עליו בשום אופן, ורק על ידי ויונס ויוסף חוצה. ויונס, that because Avraham Avinu ran out, because Avraham Avinu ran out, he gave the zechut to Yosef HaSadiq to be able to run out out of the nisayon, out of the test. והיינו שדילג מעל הטבעיות, מעל כיפת השמיים. כל חפץ קפץ בחזות אבות, ובחינת שהיה אצל אברהם שנתעלה למעלה מכיפת הרגיעה. So because of the zechut of the avot, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu took Avraham Avinu above the nature, Hashem empowered him to be above the nature, and that Yosef HaSadiq could be above the nature. לכן מה כתב יש אצל כל איש יהודי. This is also what is written by every Jew. עניינים שבאופן טבעי אינו יכול להתגבר עליהם. There are things that happen to every Jew that really you see that naturally we can overcome it. Right? ורק על ידי בחינת קפס מעל כיפת השמיים, that Hashem removed the boundaries. By jumping above, we can go. We can accomplish what we need to accomplish. We can overcome the test. שהיו מעל השמיים. וגם כנגד גר
מידות,
המוח
המוח
והמחשבה שאינם ברשותו של אדם, והכוח להשלים עליהם את שלטון הקדושה הוא רק מעל השמיים למעלה מהטבעיות. That the power that we have in the brain, right? This it's only something that we can have it from Hashem. In other words, it's the power of the neshama. וזהו שאמר במכות אלו, this is what it says by these plagues, שהגביהו הקדוש ברוך הוא למשה, that Hashem lifted Moshe מעל כיפת השמיים, and he took him out of the this word, ואמר לו נטע את ידך על השמיים. So right there also Hashem took Moshe Rabbeinu by the plagues, and he told Moshe Rabbeinu, now bring the plagues upon the Egyptians. This was something supernatural. And it was because Hashem empowered Moshe Rabbeinu could have done this. And this very koach comes to us also. Right? וכן מה כתב מסינו 3 חלקים אלו בפסוק, והשם היכה כל בכור בארץ מצרים מבכור פרעה היושב על כיסאו על בכל השבי, that which it says that Hashem struck all the firstborns, whether from the firstborn of Paro to the firstborn of a maidservant, and also all the firstborns of even the animals. Bechor Paro hayoshev al kis'o, the firstborn of a Paro that was sitting on a chair. Meramez lemidat ha'elyonot. It's coming to hint to us. There is a Hashem. There is a measurement in the Elionot, which is Hashem. Bechor Hashevi lermoz lemidot hamsaot. That the Bechor the Bechor of a maidservant is the second level. The firstborns of the animal is the bottom level. So 2 levels. Adam also is compared to a behemah. Adam, a human being, is compared to animal. If he doesn't work on himself, he can get even lower than animals. Right? תחתיים למטה מן השטח, ואחר כך אמצעים ורק על, אחר כך שלישים מעל השמיים. ואילו בפסוק הזה הסדר להפך מלמעלה למטה, לפי שעניין 10 המכות הוא כנעל, לשבר את 10 ספירות לטומאה ולהשליט עליהם על כוחות את הכוחות הקדושה. So we see that there are 3 levels, right? That there were 3 levels of the firstborns. It comes to tell us that there are 3 levels by the 10 makot, and all of them are coming to tell us how to break our evil inclination, how to attack those evil inclinations on all these 2 levels, and then to bring ourselves to Geula, to redemption. וכן הוא גם בנוגע לעבודת אדם, שהסדר הוא מן הקל את הכבד. That also the work of a man starts from something that is light, and then we build ourselves up to the heavy. ראשית צריך להשליט הקדושה במעשה במידות איברים. That first we need to work on all the actions that our limbs do, right? We need to watch the eye, right? We need to watch our hand, shomen negiah, certain things we don't touch, right? If we don't touch unmarried, we don't touch somebody that we are not married to, right? or many other lessons. ואחר כך כנגד הלב. And then the second level is
The heart.
corresponding to heart, right? And after that, which is chomer, which is the physical desires. ורק אחר כך מגיע למידות העליונות, and after that the third level is that we get to the לשבור את כוח הקליפה במוח, that we get to the level that we can break all those impurity that is within our mind, במחשבה, in the thoughts, שהם מכינת מעל השמיים, that is above the sky, right? אכן במכת בכורות ששם היה כבר בחינת התיקון הגמור על ידי הקדוש ברוך הוא בכבודו ובעצמו. That which is the last one, that is the ultimate one, that Hashem came to picture, and I mean that Hashem did it only himself by the Bechorot, right? Okay, Deita, that is the Moach too. And in other words, we need Hashem to come and help us with the Machshavot. Obviously we can also contribute to good Machshavot and opposite Chas v'Shalom. Okay, Deita ani velo malach, that which says that I am not malach, angel, ani velo srav, another form of angel. V'tikun hagamur hu milemala lemata. So really that fixing, that complete shalemut, the complete, the highest level is that from Hashem. Hashem from above, He comes and He bestows to us the fixing of the brain, of the thoughts. And that is Hashem did for the Makat Bechorot. שהתחילו בתיכון השורש שהוא במוח. כמו דשורש הפגע הוא בעין רואה אחר כך הלב חומר וכלים אז גומרים. So the highest is the eye, and then is the lev, and then is the actions that all limbs take. So
it's the brain first.
The brain is first.
And it goes to the eye that they can see.
Right, that's just a tool. And then the lev, and then the evarim.
That's it.
And the limbs. Right? גומרים. ואחר כך מתחיל מבחור פרעה היושב על כיסאו ואחר כך על בכור. So too, it starts from the firstborn of Paro, that's כנגד מוח, היושב על כיסאו, ואחר כך על בכור השביעי, and after that is the lev that corresponds to the firstborn of a maidservant, אשר בבית, הבור, וכל בכור בהמה. And the third level, which is the Evarim, is the firstborn of the animals. שזה התיקון הגמור, כאשר מתקנים מהשורש. That through these two levels, we come and from fundamentally, we come and we fix ourselves. We fix up ourselves. ולכן גם הייתה מכת בכורות על ידי אני Hashem, ani velo achad. So too we see by the Makat Bechorot that it's only through Hashem and not anybody else. Ani velo malach, ani velo sraf. Ki hatikon agamur midat keter. That the highest level is the midat of keter. Eno yachol lehiyot, the crown, we cannot achieve it with it cannot be achieved by an angel. Malach v'seraf v'rak, only through Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen. See, perfect timing.